Hello, welcome back to the Little Welsh Cottage. Now, before we start, I'd just like to thank you for all the birthday gifts, the birthday messages and the birthday cards. There are absolutely far too many to thank you individually. So to everybody, thank you very much. I'm now 50 years young, as they say. And I've had a parcel turn up this morning. When I buy plants for the garden, I like to try and wait until the sales come. There's no point spending £15 on a plant where in a few months' time it's going to be £5. So that's what I've done. I've waited. And my order, I've got about 2 or 3 orders due today, in fact. But this is my first one. And I've bought a pack of 5. So when you wait for the sales, they do turn up a bit like that, a bit scraggly, but a bit of water and they'll do wonders. And the reason why they don't water them is to keep the cost of postage down. So they deliberately send them out dry. So these will get a really good soak. So I have 5 of Brescia Blue, and these are to trail over the stones and possibly make a waterfall of colour. Another one, which I've never seen before, 5 of Brescia Red. And again, for the same reason, to cascade. What's this one? Aishia Chatters double mixed. Oh, hollyhocks. So there are 5 hollyhocks as well. They'll go at the back of the border. And I bought something. I don't know what I've bought. All it says is a perennial border collection. So here they are. Does it tell me what? No. It's a birthday surprise. I had a beautiful cake for my birthday, and it's going down the gullet rather nicely. The diet will start back tomorrow. So what do we have here then? So it's a sort of a take a chance thing. We've got 15 plants, so this should be more than enough to complete the garden. So we have Alsam, Campanella, Gardenia, Polyanthus and Thyme. That's in that one. The labels are not that good on these. Aishia, Campanella, Foxglove, Scabious, Verbascum. I do love a bit of Verbascum. And then this one is Aquilegia, Margarita, GM, Monadara, whatever that one is, and Lycian. So what they've done with these 3 is, I'll have to go back and work out. Right, the one with the verbena. Ah, I can see it now. It's got on the front, these ones go in the front, that goes in the middle of the border, and then the one with the verbenas, that goes in the back. So there we have it. Front, middle and back. So between those and these Brescias and the hollyhocks, the garden should be looking rather beautiful this summer. Now, it's drizzle, and I don't mind going out and doing a bit of garden in drizzle, but I wouldn't be able to take you out there. So I'm going to hold off for a few hours and see whether it will ease up. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, I've got a bit of birthday cake left. So what I'm thinking is, I'll pop this down to the food bank and they can cut it up and they can all have a slice down there and help me celebrate as well. Because there's no point to me eating all that and then over the next few weeks going, oh, need to lose weight. Let's pass the love around. Now it's due to rain this evening, so if I put them in now, then they should be okay by just having the rain. So I'm going to put in some Aishia first, and hopefully it will trail over the wall and I'll be able to see it down in the kitchen. It's a good ground cover plant, this. So that's the blue one. Next door to that, I'll also put a red one. It won't be long before the spring bulbs will be finished, and here I can already see the chives have started to get little flowers on. So I will have to think of something else, although I might just leave the Aishia to completely fill this bed. Oh, the bees are active today. So there's another Aishia there. Right, what else do I have? My other plant has just turned up and I thought it was a rose, but it is not. It's a dahlia, and the variety is called American Sunset. And I saw this last summer when I went to visit the allotment site in Merton, the paddocks. And somebody had this on their allotment and it looked absolutely wonderful. So I've been promising myself that I would buy one. So I bought one from Sarah Raven. I'll put the link if you want to go off and get one as well. And that will look rather majestic there. But I'm still going to keep space for a rose. But I can't remember whether I've actually bought it or whether I put it into my basket and then forgot to buy it. So I'm going to have to check. Right, where are all these other plants going to go? Hollyhocks. Ah, I've just noticed I put I forgot what it's called now, a peony in there. And I can see that that is starting to flower as well, starting to shoot up. Right, I have to be careful here, because I have seen the cats thoroughly enjoying this little space. Now I know a lot of you will say, put a pair of gloves on. I don't like gardening in gloves. I like to feel the soil, and if that means occasionally putting your hand into cat poo, then so be it. Right, these are for the front of the board. I think I'm going to have to do a bit of weeding. And even though I wanted to keep these dandelions for making my own dandelion tea, I think I'm going to have to reduce them. If I take a few out, I can still keep the roots and make some tea from them, which I will show in another video if you'd like to see it. In the end, I decided to clean as much off as possible. Now, okay, so if I plant them in the order that they are on there, so that's got A, so this is alsum, I'll put the names on screen. Now it doesn't say the distance, but if they're too close I can always move them a bit later in the season, can't I? Nothing is permanent in gardening except asparagus. A nice polyanthus there. I'll do exactly what the order says. Put these in the front. Oh, a nice bit of thyme. Glorious scent. So I took a lot of the weeds out just to give these a chance. And I think the biggest weed in this garden is buttercups. So I'm going to put the ones for the back, will go there. Now, Aqualagus. I'll put this one in the space of these other two to give everything space to grow. Marguerite. I once worked on a show called that in the West End. Marguerite with Ruthie Henschel. Bit of GM there. And that one goes. Right, we try and even this out. Even the land out. Get that buttercup up. And then, okay, that's a bit pot bound, so I'll just loosen those roots up. But it's going to rain tonight, so I'm not worried about the watering aspect. So I'm sort of putting them as spade's width. Also, when we go inside for a cup of tea, I want to talk to you about the allotment. Right, that's the middle. So this is a perennial border. So they will come back year after year, really fill it out. It's nice to feel the sun on the back. Bit of scabious here. I do love a bit of scabious. There are worms in this soil, but not a lot. Not compared to other gardens. Right, this is a bit of foxglove. That's a bit pot bound. Tease that out. There we go. And now what are the last two? Campanella. Can't go wrong with the campanella. This will be a beautiful border. And then the last one goes there. Beautiful. Right. Let's go for a cup of tea. A lot of people in a recent comment were giving suggestions on how to improve the kitchen. I quite like the way that it is, but one thing I don't think comes across on the video is actually how small the entire thing is. I can nearly touch the sides. It is really tiny. And having the fridge here is fantastic because now I can just reach over, get the milk, make my tea, and it's wonderful. I do take on some comments about do not put the spoons and things there. It's better to have them close to the actual cooker. And I agree with that. So I'm probably going to set that up in a few days' time. But I am now going to go. This is why I'm not bothered about my hands being too clean. I'm going to head to the allotment. And I just wanted to reiterate something that I said before, but some people might have missed it. The allotment videos will be once a month at the most. There's a lot to do there, and I can't afford to go every week. I go once a fortnight for 2 or 3 days, and then I can't go for the next 10 days, mainly because of work and other commitments. So it's not going to be a rushed task. It will get done when it gets done. So the real time of putting stuff in might not happen until next spring. I'm going to take this first year slow and steady. Do a little, do it often, because there's no point trying to get it all done within a month or two and then being ill. I'm 50 now. I've got to put my health first. So I'm going to drink this cup of tea, and then let's go to the allotment. Beautiful. So in time I may need to rethink it, but at the moment I'm thinking the shed would look very nice in this corner. But as you can see, there's a lot of rubbish. It's going to take a while. The allotment site have offered to do a tip run as long as it doesn't smell. But I think what I may do is move everything from here and put it up on the wall. And then at least it's out of the way and it can be hidden behind the shed. And then very slowly over months we can take bits to the tip. But it's a beautiful day to be out. Somebody's having a fire somewhere. It's nice to feel the sun. But I notice there is no wind because the wind turbines on top of the mountain are not moving. Time to stop, have a break. Do a little, do it often, and it'll soon get done. Although it's difficult to think of that at the moment, because I'm right at the very start. I did contemplate. The second bed is a bit more flatter, so I did contemplate maybe I could just put my shed there and then move it in time. But you know these things, once you put something somewhere, it stays. So I'm going to carry on, but I'm just going to enjoy this peace and quiet for 5 minutes, and then I'll get back on with it. Well, I'm pleased by what I've done. I've taken the rubbish, I've put it up on the top there, on top of the wall, so it can be easily taken down and put into the van, but that's not going to happen for a while. I've sorted out the glass is all piled on top, and I've put some wood that can be burnt, some rotten wood. It doesn't look much, but I'm pleased with what I've done. Now I could carry on and exhaust myself, but I'm going to stop for today and head home, because what I need to get into the routine of is thinking ahead. So I could have put my Sunday lunch in the slow cooker and cooked the chicken and things. So I need to get that into my frame of mind. But you know, when you've done something one way for 50 years, it takes a while to change your mindset and things. But it's been a beautiful day today. And when the clouds part and we get beautiful sunshine, I've just been sat there. The bees have been flying over from the local hives. So I need to bear that in mind. That I might not want to put a load of flowers outside my shed, because that will attract them. And as much as I like the odd one or two bee, I don't particularly want thousands coming to visit. So I might deliberately put my flowers at the bottom. But I'm pleased with what I've done. So the plan is to also clear this wall and put in some alpines along the wall. I'll certainly brighten it up. I've just got home and there's a parcel here, and this is the rose. I did buy it, so let's pop this outside as well. I must say I'm impressed. Well wrapped, and also it's a very good specimen. Right, I'll put the variety up on screen, and all I remember is that it had a very strong scent, because for me, if roses don't have a strong scent, then there's no point having them in the garden. Just personal preference. It's nice and soft soil here. The cats must have done a lot of digging in this corner. This is where they like to come and have a sleep of an early evening. So it's in a pot, so there's no rush to put it out, but seeing as I'm in the garden today, I may as well get it done sooner than later. Now I did contemplate putting this in the front garden that I've got, but I thought no, let's put all the money in the back garden. The variety is called Constant Spray. This is the one that I had in London. Oh, well, that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Looks like it's only been put in there in the last few days. They're a bit cheeky, so I'll use that soil. Where did I buy this? It doesn't say. Right, so now we put it back in, put it right up to the same level that it was in the pot. And like I said before, it's going to rain tonight, so I'll get a good dousing. I'm pleased now. That was a very unexpected day in the garden. And with Constant Spray, she'll go up and over the wall, and she's got quite a few thorns, so it'll be very good for security as well. So there we go, that is the view of the garden from upstairs. And I'd say more than half that top bed is now complete. So between the rows on the left and that large stone, that is where I'm going to put my solar powered fountain and a tiny pond. Nothing too big, but just something to have a bit of water in the garden. But I'm quite liking the way that the garden is turning out. So we've got the spring bulbs in the front and then the herbaceous border in the back, with the rows hopefully going over the brick wall and all the way down to the left. And it should, even this summer, look beautiful. All right, Topsy. Having a birthday sleep yourself, are you? It's a little birthday gift I thought you might like to see. They are pins, but they're all Mr. Ben pins. So that's Mr. Ben. And that's what he turned into. So I could wake up in the morning and think, today I feel like a magician. The cupboard's getting rather full now with all the things you send in. And they all have a beautiful place in this cupboard. I think what I might have to do is start to put things on a rota, so different things can go in each month. But that was one of the best things I bought, was this. The cupboard now, not the Mr. Ben. These were a gift. Well, that was another good session on the allotment, and especially in the garden. Again, thanks to everybody for all your birthday cards, your birthday presents. There's far too many to show, and your birthday greetings on Facebook and social media and things like that. Really been touched. I went to fill out a form this morning for something on the internet and realised I'm now in that second box, 50 to 59 box. I got to start to click that now. Although somebody in the high street this morning in the village did say to me, will you be getting your free bus pass, your pension pass? And I said, I'm not that old yet, but I've got a feeling by the time I get to that age, probably 3 months before I'm due to get my bus pass, they'll probably change the rules and increase the age, and I'll miss out on something again. Anyway, I've had too much cake over the last 48 hours, so I'm going to have a little rest on the sofa for it to all digest and go away. I haven't had a lot of sugar in the last few weeks, so the last few days I've been on a bit of a high with it all. So I think a detox might be in order for the next few days, and then back on the old healthy eating. Right, as you can tell, my throat's a bit dry, probably all that cake. So I'm going to go and have a nice cup of tea and maybe even a soak in the bath. One of you sent me some beautiful scented bath bombs. So I'm going to throw one of them in the bath now and relax my bones and ease myself into my 5th decade. Right, I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.